Hello students, I hope you all are fine and safe. In the previous video, we started up with the fourth lesson in history, that was the Delhi Sultanate, and we did part A of the lesson. Now in today's video, we'll complete the remaining portion of the lesson, and before starting, let's have a quick recap of what we had already studied. So let's begin. The period between 1206 to 1526 CE was known as the Sultanate period, and in this period, five dynasties ruled. These dynasties were the Slave dynasty, the Khalji dynasty, the Tughlaq dynasty, the Sayyid dynasty, and the Lodi dynasty. The Slave dynasty lasted from 1206 to 1290 CE. Qutbuddin Aibak was the founder of the slave dynasty. He was also called Lak Baksh. He was succeeded by Iltutmish, who was the son-in-law of Qutbuddin Aibak. Iltutmish was a great ruler and an efficient administrator. He was succeeded by his daughter Razia Sultan. Razia was brave, intelligent, and possessed the royal qualities, but some nobles did not like to be ruled by a woman, and some nobles rebelled against her. Razia was the only women Muslim ruler of the Delhi Sultanate. Balban was one of the successful rulers of the slave dynasty. With his death, the throne passed to a new dynasty, that was the Khilji dynasty. The Khalji dynasty lasted from 1290 to 1320 CE, and it was the second dynasty that ruled the Delhi Sultanate. Jalaluddin Khalji was the founder of the Khalji dynasty, but he was killed by his nephew Alauddin Khalji. Alauddin Khalji was an able and efficient administrator. He introduced many reforms which were for the benefit of the people. He was also a great builder and a great patron of art and architecture. And after his death, his successors were not able to rule the empire. Hence, the throne passed to the hands of the Tughlaq dynasty. So up till here was the recap. So now let's start with today's lesson. Now the third dynasty which ruled Delhi was the Tughlaq dynasty, and it lasted from 1320 to 1414 CE. Ghazi Malik, who assumed the title of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, was the founder of the Tughlaq dynasty. Now here you can see the picture of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. He was strong and a benevolent ruler. He established peace and order in his kingdom. He was succeeded by his son Muhammad bin Tughlaq in 1325 CE. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was also known as Jona Khan or Ulugh Khan. Now Muhammad bin Tughlaq is known as the mixture of opposites in history. He was a great philosopher and mathematician. He was a great general, but he lacked common sense and practical judgment. He was a Sunni Muslim, but did not allow the ulemas to interfere in state affairs. Some historians argue that he was a man ahead of his time. Now Muhammad bin Tughlaq was learned and accomplished, but as a ruler he failed badly. Now we'll study some of the schemes and plans made by Muhammad bin Tughlaq which failed miserably. Taxation in Doab in the year 1326. Now Doab is the land which lies between the two rivers, and here we are talking about the land which lies between river Ganges and river Yamuna. To increase the revenue, the land tax in the Doab region was increased, and the plan was carried out when a severe famine affected the region. Agriculture suffered as the farmers, instead of paying taxes, left their fields and escaped. When the Sultan came to know about this, he ordered liberal financial help to the farmers in the form of loans, seeds, etc. But by then, the affected population gained nothing out of the remedial measures. Next was the transfer of capital. And here on the map you can locate Delhi and Devagiri. A very important step was taken by Sultan when he shifted his capital from Delhi to Devagiri, that is Daulatabad. The capital was shifted due to many reasons. The empire had extended to south and hence Delhi was no longer centrally located and hence Devagiri was centrally located as you can see in the map. So Sultan thought that it would be easy for him to rule from Devagiri. Now, Devagiri had another advantage that being far away from northwest, it was safe from the threat of frequent Mongol attacks. Now, it was a long journey and many people perished on the way. Perished means they died on the way only. Muhammad bin Tughlaq realized that his absence from Delhi would make his capital vulnerable to Mongol invasions, and hence he could not control the north from Daulatabad. So he again ordered the inhabitants to return to Delhi, and in this going back, many people died on the way. Now, here in the picture, you can see that people are tired and they are in a very bad position when they were coming back. Now, the next picture is of Ibn Battuta. He was a historian during the times of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and he had said that when the Sultan ordered his subjects to shift to Devagiri, he made sure that everyone got free food during the journey, and a road was built on which huts were set up so that people could stay in them during the long journey. Now, next came the introduction of token currency in the year 1330. The economic burden of the transfer of capital was very heavy and it made the treasury empty. Now, treasury was a place where money or valuable objects were kept. The royal treasury also became empty as the Sultan was very generous and he led a very lavish lifestyle. Now, the failure of agricultural reforms and the Doab taxation policy, and to make up with all these things, Muhammad bin Tughlaq issued copper coins and considered them to be equal in the value of gold and silver coins. But the Sultan did not take any step to prevent forgery. Forgery is if anyone wants to copy them, they can copy. And hence, a large scale imitation of the royal coins began. A large number of such coins were in circulation, and hence trade and industry suffered because people were not able to differentiate between the real and the fake coins. And so the Sultan had to withdraw the scheme and paid gold and silver coins in exchange of copper coins from the treasury to the people. And this further impoverished the state treasury. Now here in the picture you can see the coins issued by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Next we'll come to the failure of expeditions. Now Muhammad bin Tughlaq wanted to expand his empire, so he ordered his army to move to Kangra. Now on the map you can locate Kangra. He conquered this region and sent the army further towards Tibet. But soon Tughlaq realized that it would not be possible to continue with the expedition because of extreme climatic conditions. Next was the Khorasan expedition. Now, Khorasan is a place located in Central Asia. Now, Muhammad bin Tughlaq sent his army to conquer Khorasan. For this, he equipped the army with new weapons, and the soldiers were paid 1 year's salary in advance. But this project too was abandoned, and the treasury suffered heavy losses. Now, the repeated failure of all Muhammad's plan resulted in his unpopularity. Open revolts broke out in Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Varangal, Gujarat, Sindh, etc. And by the end of 14th century, Bengal and Sindh were lost to the empire. Even the entire region south of Narmada River became free of Sultan's control. Now here on the map you can see that the Narmada region became free from Sultan's control. Now two important independent kingdoms of Vijayanagar and Bahmani were set up in the year 1347 CE. Now here on the map you can see the Bahmani and the Vijayanagar kingdom. Muhammad bin Tughlaq died in the year 1351 CE. He was succeeded by his cousin Firoz Shah Tughlaq in the year 1351 CE. Firoz Shah Tughlaq believed that Muhammad bin Tughlaq failed because he lacked the support of ulemas. Ulemas were the body of Muslim scholars or officials and the nobles. So he tried to keep everyone happy. Now, hereditary rights to the land were given to nobles and the people in the army. He was not a very competent general. Bengal and Deccan became independent during his reign. Besides this, Firoz Shah was an ideal, kind, and pious ruler. He simplified the legal system and discouraged use of spies. He reduced land revenue and cancelled the loans advanced during famines. He reduced the octroi to promote trade. He opened a number of madrasas. He was a great scholar and founded many schools and colleges. He built many sarais, hospitals, and rest houses. He improved agriculture and encouraged trade. He translated many Sanskrit scriptures into Persian. He established a department of charity known as Diwan-e-Khairat. He was a great builder. He founded the towns of Firozabad, Jaunpur, Fatehbad, Hisar, and built a palace cum fort complex at Firoz Shah Kotla. Now, here in the next picture, you can see Firoz Shah Kotla located at Delhi. Now, the next picture is of Amir Temur. He invaded India in 1398 CE. With Timur's invasion, the Tughlaq dynasty came to an end. Timur plundered Delhi and killed people and left the city. He appointed Khizr Khan as his deputy in India. Now here you can see the picture of Khizr Khan. Khizr Khan was the governor of Multan under the Tughlaq, but he joined Timur when he attacked India. He started his campaign, defeated Daulat Khan, and occupied the throne of Delhi and laid the foundation of the Sayyid dynasty. The Sayyid dynasty lasted from 1414 to 1451 CE. Several Sayyid sultans, Mubarak Shah, Muhammad Shah, and Alauddin Shah, reigned in Delhi from 1414 to 1451 CE, but their authority did not extend beyond Punjab and the Doab. The last ruler of this dynasty was Alauddin Shah Sayyid. He was so weak that he surrendered the throne of Delhi to Behlol Lodi, who was at that time the governor of Lahore and Sindh. Now here you can see one of the sultans of Sayyid dynasty, that was Muhammad Shah. Now on this map of India you can see the extent of Sayyid dynasty. Now we'll study about the fifth and the last dynasty, that was the Lodi dynasty, which started from 1451 to 1526 CE. Now here are some of the rulers of the Lodi dynasty, and amongst these Sikandar Lodi was the ablest. Behlol Lodi was the founder of the Lodi dynasty, and here you can see the picture of Behlol Lodi. He was an Afghan who was the governor of Punjab. Now, amongst the Lodi rulers, Sikandar Lodi was the ablest. He tried his best to make the empire strong, and here you can see the picture of Sikandar Lodi. He conquered Jaunpur, Bihar, and the Gangetic Valley. The city of Agra was founded by him. He adopted various measures to improve the agriculture and economy of the country, and he wanted to make his people happy, and hence he took several steps for their welfare. Sikandar was succeeded by Ibrahim Lodi, and here you can see the picture of Ibrahim Lodi. Now, Ibrahim Lodi failed to gain support of the Afghan nobles. They started fighting among themselves and also began plotting against the Sultan. Finally, Daulat Khan Lodi, the governor of Punjab and Ibrahim's uncle, invited Babur to invade India. Babur invaded India in 1526 CE, and here you can see the picture of Babur. Babur defeated and killed Ibrahim Lodi in the First Battle of Panipat in 1526 CE and founded the Mughal Empire in India. With this, we come to an end of our lesson. I hope you all have understood it well. I'll be sending you the question and answers and the exercises. Question and answers to be done in the notebook and exercises to be done in the textbook. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good day. Thank you.